Hello.
We are public school educators and students in New York City looking for something different.
Across the country, school districts are changing the way they're talking about and dealing with discipline.
3.5 million public school students are suspended from school at least once in a school year. Out-of-school suspensions correlate closely with the lower test scores and higher dropout rates, which have much to do with one's ability to make a living and to stay out of the criminal justice system.
Reflecting a host of issues such as segregation, biases, and prejudice, as well as trends in educational policies that de-emphasize social-emotional learning, adult responses to student misbehavior often lead to racial disparities in punitive discipline and student push-out.
Student misbehavior often occurs because of an unmet need, which leads to miscommunication and teachers getting frustrated removing the student. This leads to greater unmet needs, unchanging behavior, and no real accountability or change relationships.
So, how to end the disparity in our school suspensions? Well, you could just end out-of-school suspensions altogether.
Restorative justice is something that many schools are embracing as an alternative to suspensions and other form of punitive discipline.
But what is restorative justice really?
Restorative justice is helping me find my place in a school community and getting support from my classmates and teachers.
Necessary to show my students that they matter.
More meaningful than just being sent home.
Rooted in the needs and values of individual schools, restorative justice is about building a community, repairing relationships when conflict happens, and supporting everyone to be accountable to one another.
Restorative justice is not a prepackaged program you can pour into a school.
And it's not just sitting in a circle and singing.
Restorative justice is about a cultural shift that can include a variety of community building, conflict resolution, and de-escalation practices like circles, mediations, formal restorative conferences, mentoring, and leadership development that can be led by any member of a school community.
Restorative justice teaches people new skills. Restorative justice helps people mature.
So, what do we each need to move forward from this situation?
I just really need Ms. Jones to listen to me.
Thank you. And I'm sorry about what's happening with your sister. I never would have known that if we didn't come here today. So for future, if you need to check in with her, just send me a note and I'm happy to let you go to the office to call in.
Restorative justice is for every school that can benefit from a shift toward reflective culture for teachers and students.
Restorative justice is not replacing suspensions with the newest buzzword. It's not an experiment on Black and brown young people, and it's not a trendy new discipline mandate from above.
It's like they don't know how to connect.
All right, everybody. You know the district says we can't suspend anymore, so here are your manuals. Take a look at these over the weekend. Starting Monday, we'll be doing restorative justice. Got it? Good.
Restorative justice takes years to understand and implement. If our school districts are rethinking discipline, we want it to be successful.
Restorative justice needs
sustainable funding for dedicated staff like full-time restorative justice coordinators, district-wide coordination, professional development, and youth and parent training and leadership.
How are we spending our money now? In New York City, the NYPD school safety budget is almost $500 million for policing schools, scanning students, and arresting young people for minor misbehaviors.
Think about what kinds of positive supports for students and schools we could be spending this money on.
It needs time to learn, plan, and try new ways of being with one another.
It requires that students, parents, educators, administration, and community members work together over time to improve how we all relate to one another.
We must commit to this transformation of our schools as we fight for a world with justice for all, and a world without racism or any form of oppression.
When it comes to making big changes in public schools,
invest in schools, not police.